What if I told you that one man's ideas were powerful enough to shake governments, inspire revolutions, and divide the world into rival ideologies? A man who lived most of his life in poverty, yet changed how millions think about money, power, and society. This is the story of Karl Marx, the thinker who challenged capitalism and rewrote the rules of history. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we explore the life, struggles, and legacy of Karl Marx, a philosopher whose ideas continue to shape the modern world. Karl Marx was born on May 5, 1880, in Trier, a small town in Prussia, present-day Germany. His father was a lawyer and a supporter of Enlightenment ideas like freedom, reason, and equality. But Marx grew up in a society filled with inequality, censorship, and class divisions. Even as a young student, Marx questioned authority. He studied law, then philosophy, and soon became deeply influenced by the famous German thinker Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. But Marx didn't just want to understand the world, he wanted to change it. While Hegel believed ideas shaped history, Marx disagreed. Marx believed something else controlled society: money, labor, and material conditions. He argued that how people produce food, goods, and wealth decides everything: politics, religion, culture, even morality. This idea would later become known as historical materialism. Because of his radical views, Marx was pushed out of academics and turned to journalism, a decision that changed his life forever. Marx began writing articles criticizing the government, censorship, and economic injustice. The authorities were not pleased. His newspaper was shut down, and Marx was forced into exile. He moved from Germany to Paris, and later to Belgium. But exile brought opportunity. In Paris, Marx met a man who would become his lifelong partner in revolution: Friedrich Engels. Engels was the son of a factory owner, but he had seen the dark side of the Industrial Revolution. Children working in factories, workers paid pennies, families living in misery. Together, Marx and Engels developed a powerful idea. Society is divided into two main classes: the bourgeoisie, owners of wealth and factories; the proletariat, workers who sell their labor. And between these two classes, Marx believed there was inevitable conflict. In 1848, Marx and Engels published a short but explosive book, the Communist Manifesto. It opened with one of the most famous lines in history: "The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles." The book called for ending private ownership of factories and land, giving power to workers, creating a classless society. At first, almost no one noticed it. But history was quietly changing. Marx eventually settled in London, where he spent the rest of his life. But his life there was harsh. He lived in poverty. Several of his children died due to illness. Most days, he survived only because Engels supported him financially. Yet, despite all this, Marx worked endlessly. Day after day, he studied economics inside the British Museum. In 1867, Marx published his greatest work, Das Kapital. In this book, Marx analyzed capitalism like never before. He argued that workers create value, capitalists take profit from unpaid labor. Capitalism produces inequality and economic crises. This book became the foundation of Marxist economics. Karl Marx died on March 14, 1883. At the age of 64, only a few people attended his funeral. But what happened next changed the world. In the 20th century, Marx's ideas inspired the Russian Revolution, communist movements in China, Cuba, and beyond, labor rights, unions, and social welfare systems. Whether loved or hated, Marx's influence was undeniable. Karl Marx didn't leave behind wealth or power. He left behind ideas, Ideas that questioned inequality. Ideas that challenged capitalism. Ideas that still spark debate today. Agree with them or not? Karl Marx forced humanity to ask one question: who really controls the world, and at what cost? If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Was Karl Marx a hero or a villain of history? See you in the next mystery of mankind.